Hey guys, I wanted to take the time today to show you how I light my house without using electricity. Here are the living room lights that I have. They're curtain lights. And this is the main source of light that I have in my living room. And if you take a look at the display, it'll fluctuate, but it's between 8 and 11 watts, which is awesome for lights. Regular string lights, like clear Christmas lights, they take about 25 to 32 watts. So this is a very energy efficient way to light the living room. Here's a quick example of bathroom lights. So these are motion sensor. So when you walk in, they pop on, and it's not bad. I was thinking of adding a third one. I only have two in here, but as you can see, they're 3 AAA, and you just pull them off the wall to charge the batteries, and then you just hang it back up. Here's an up-close shot of the motion sensor lights I keep in the bathrooms. It's, I think you say UFI, but like I said, 3 AAA, rechargeable, and then I use that guy to recharge them. I really like these. They come in sets of 3. I'm probably going to get another set of 3, because like I showed you in the bathroom, it's a little dark, and the kids keep getting tempted to turn the light on, and that bathroom doesn't have a window, so I'll probably invest in another set of these and put another 1, if not 2, up in there. But yeah, these guys are awesome. I like the motion sensor aspect, and I will leave a link for them in the description box below. So in the living room, when I'm not using the curtain lights plugged into the solar generator, I use these candles from Walmart. So far, I really love these guys. They last a long time. And as you can see, I've kind of repurposed this as a candle holder. And this random guy. So yeah, burn time has been excellent on these. They are a little spendy. They used to be almost $12, and then they changed, of course, with inflation. They're almost $15 for 3 of them. But they last a long time. Like these, I've been doing this whole system of going without lights for a little bit now, probably about 6 months. And in the span of about 6 months, these are my second round of the pillar candles. So I have 2 in the living room. It seems to light it up just fine. They're on for usually the last couple hours of the night because we retire kind of early. But yeah, I really enjoy these. I think they're worth the money because they do last for quite a while. And whenever it gets like this, which I got to do it, but I trim this. I just use a knife and puncture it and just break it off. And then I save the pieces because eventually I want to repurpose that into another candle. So I highly recommend these. Even though they are a bit spendy, I have found them to be really valuable if I don't want to use my solar light system. Or if I need to preserve the power on the system, like if we're forecasted for several rainy days, then I like to fall back on candles. So because those other ones were so expensive, the Walmart ones, I thought about trying some off of Amazon. These were a fairly decent price for 20 of them. I'll leave the link below. But as you can see, this is all I've gotten through the first one. I keep it in my bedroom. I don't light a bunch of candles around the house because I have kids, so I'm not really looking at them as a safe alternative. So I don't like to leave a candle lit and just leave the room. So we're still training the kids on fire safety and whatnot. So, you know, all these things are good to be doing before the power goes out. That way it cuts back on accidents. But I will give an update as I use these guys more. They might be a less expensive option. We'll find out. So far, it's very bright. I do think that the burn time is the only thing that I gotta, you know, see if it's worth the value or worth the money I paid. And here I have another option, which are camping lanterns. So let me see if it'll let. You just pull up on this. Here we go. I had to set the phone down. So you just pull up. Just like that. For both of them. Very easy. Very bright too. So for this one, I've had these for about, I want to say 6 months now. And they are used, well, I was using them daily. These guys I just got, they seem a little bit better quality, but I don't know if you can tell this light is more yellow and that's more blue. So that might be a matter of preference. I have not tried these out to see if they have a longer lasting time than these do. But I keep these guys everywhere. Pretty much bedrooms, back up in the kitchen. But it's not my main source of light. And the reason being is I tried that for a couple months. And the batteries just wear down too quick. Like I was charging them every day or every other day. And this one takes 3 AAA. And you put them in the bottom. But having to charge batteries every day or other day, it adds up, man. So I was like, okay, I got to come up with a better solution. I mean, this thing will light a room for about 3 hours and then you'll start to see it go dull. So, and then by the next day, it just doesn't seem to be adequate. So I ended up shopping around for something else and I found a solution. You can get both of these on Amazon and they come in packs of 4 for about $26, I think it is, roughly around that. I do recommend it. This guy, like I said, I use it in my room. I keep it right by the door, so all I got to do is walk in and pull it up. And I keep it in my bathroom. I do have a motion sensor light in my bathroom, which is perfect for like nighttime, for using the bathroom, or you know, it's adequate for doing some basic functions. But I wear contact lenses, so I kind of need a little more light, and it's handy to just have one of those on the bathroom sink. So yeah, these guys, I would say they're a good, fairly inexpensive, durable option. Like I showed you, they have rechargeable batteries. However, I do recommend not buying rechargeable batteries on Amazon. I've done that. I've probably spent, over the last year or so, I've spent too much money on those batteries, and half the time, the ones I get, they don't last long, or I'll have them in the package and then 6 months later be like, oh yeah, I need more. And then I'll pull them out to charge them up and they haven't worked. They've been defective. So I just stick to buying them at Walmart, if you can find them, Home Depot, Sam's. However, they have gone up in price and they are getting harder to find. So when you find them, bite the bullet and just get them. You want backups to your backups. So even though this guy has been super durable and has lasted with daily use for quite a while now, like I said, I've been using them for about 6 months. I still want to make sure that I have backups. So that's why I bought these guys, and I just wanted to try out something a little different too. Here are a couple other options that I have. I went to Home Depot and I found the Coast brand. So far it's been good. They're not bad. I'm kind of disappointed. One of them, I bought 2 or 3 actually, and one of them is not really, it's kind of fritzing. I still have to check if it's a battery issue or not, but I've switched out batteries and it still only wants to come on half the time. So I'm like, okay, no, that's not going to work. So what I've done with this is, obviously you can use it as a normal flashlight, which I do. But I also will flip it upside down and stick it in a jar or a cup and shine it on the ceiling, and it actually does a good job with lighting. However, it's not a good long-term thing because again, it starts to get dull after an hour or two, and then you have to recharge the batteries every day. So it's more batteries, more remembering to run them through and whatnot. And of course, the classic headlamp. Now for this, I say it's valuable. I ended up going out and buying another one. I don't use it very often. However, if it's at night and I need to find something in a closet or in the garage, I even thought I don't have to change diapers anymore, but I thought, hey, this would make a great light for changing diapers. So I think it's valuable to have a couple of these on hand. Or, if you have to walk and carry stuff or whatnot, it makes a great option. It's not just for using to fix the plumbing under your kitchen sink. I feel like it's a really good option to have on hand for sure. And then there's this little guy. He's pocket size. So at nighttime, I've gotten into the routine of keeping this in my pocket. It only takes one AAA battery and it's pretty bright actually, and I got it from Home Depot. I've been happy with it. You can clip it to like your shirt too. But for me, it was a great go-to for training myself not to reach for the light switch. So if I have this in my pocket, then, I easily have a light source and I'm not like, I got to turn the light on. I'm not compromising. I'm actually training myself to leave the lights alone and go for this first. So I highly recommend having something like this just as an extra fallback for lighting. I've really enjoyed my little guy. Okay, so in the kitchen, pardon my mess, I have these guys hung up. And these are motion sensor lights, only when it's dark and it's daytime. There we go. So at night, these guys work really, really well. I've enjoyed them quite a bit. And as you saw, it just came on. It was the motion sensor. Now the cool aspect of this is that right here is a touch button, so you can turn it off or you can turn it on. And then the third option would be motion sensor. We'll turn it on for some light. And it's magnetic. So you just find where you want to stick it, and it's got stickers on the back of these guys, and you put it on your wall, and then it hooks right up like that. Here I have 2 on my fridge because they're magnetic. I was like, the way my kitchen's set up, it just worked out. So I bought a set of 2 sets of 2. They come in a pack of 2. Highly recommend these guys. All right, so how these guys work is they plug in. So I use the Jackery to charge them, like so. And it looks like it only pulls about 3 watts to charge it. And I end up charging these guys probably every 3 to 4 days. So this to me was an awesome investment. It's almost, it's like 38 bucks on Amazon. So I realize that's kind of up there, but for the value and the efficiency, I mean, look at that, 3 watts. I can be charging 2 on the 300, and it's really not going to affect it much. And then for the longevity of having 3 days worth. And like I said, I do have 4 in the kitchen, and that lights it up enough to be able to, you know, do minor things. And then I supplement the lighting. If we need it to be brighter, I supplement with a couple of these guys. Okay, so moving on to charging. This guy is how I charge my batteries. I have bought at least 6 different battery chargers and was not impressed. Some of them broke. Some of them just didn't seem to be charging all that great. This guy, I will warn you, 40 bucks on Amazon, all right? But here's why I went for it, and here's why I'm so happy with it. Oops, wrong one. This one. Okay. So I plugged it in. It'll take a second. There we go. All right, not only can you charge AA's, but you can charge AAA's as well, okay? And the cool thing about this is it tells you exactly where it's at in charging these. But here's the feature that sold me on it. It will tell you when a battery is bad, and it will tell you which one. See, this represents battery 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's say this guy's bad. It will stop the charging, and it will start blinking the 3rd bar. And that's how you know that this one's a bad battery, which is awesome, because then you're not just like trying to, you know, test these. I don't have a battery tester. That might be a good investment, but for now, this thing has been phenomenal. And like I said, I've been going strong at this whole electricity replacement system. And so far, this guy has lasted me heavy use, right? We were talking daily to every other day. So with heavy use, it's so far lasted me a good 4 months, I want to say. And it's still going strong. However, I did go ahead and buy another one off Amazon, and this is how it will come. And I know I just previously said don't buy batteries off of Amazon, but it comes with these, and, you know, so I just kind of see it as a bonus. If half of them work, then cool, because I'm really just buying it for this. But I've really found this to be a very efficient charger. And it's on the higher side of wattage if you're, you know, if you're thinking about a 300, but even sitting at roughly, what, 25 watts right now, it fluctuates, but, and these are mostly charged, but 25 watts is not bad. And so far I haven't had any issues. Like I said, I was just using this guy, and I was using this guy. I originally only had these 2, and this one is amazing, but I don't really want to waste your time on giving a review of it because they no longer sell it. And probably because it's so amazing. It charges the little stuff so fast, and it shuts off automatically. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do a review. Anyway, and this guy is like 3 years old, at least 3 years old, and he's still going strong. But anyway, so these 2 were the only ones that I had, and I still saw a significant decline in my electric bill. And then between these 2, I could fully rely on them for about 2, maybe 3 days without sunshine. So if you're on a budget, which I completely understand, I would recommend just buying smaller systems. They have a lot of these on Amazon. I would just read the reviews very thoroughly and then take a chance on one. You can get something for around 100. You don't have to spring for something like this. I went for this because I wanted something quality and long term. But if you just need something to get you going and then you can upgrade as you go, I recommend just getting a bunch of small systems, you know. The only downside I see to getting a big system is two things. One, you have one big system, but that means that, like, let's say your freezer's in the basement and your, you know, all your TV or your tablets, everything else is upstairs. Are you going to be traveling downstairs to the basement where the freezer's at to plug everything in and have that be your charging station? Or maybe you can only run the freezer off of it. Then you're kind of like waiting, you know, you're waiting for sunshine. Basically, you're having to work around the weather and your freezer. And that's why I thought, okay, let's just get a bunch of smaller systems, because then I can have this guy sitting in the living room charging phones, charging batteries, and charging my awesome kitchen lights, the motion sensor lights, while I have this guy in the kitchen, you know, doing something else. Or, you know, you get the point. So that's why I don't spring for a bigger one. Also, another reason why I don't is I have the Jackery 1000, and between just the power station and 2 solar panels, that is, you know, that's about as much as I can carry without it being an extreme inconvenience. I can carry both items outside, and I know it probably sounds lazy, and I'm not trying to sound lazy, but it's actually just trying to be efficient. Like, mentally, if I'm exhausted, am I really going to want to be running outside, taking 2 trips to take a bunch of solar panels and then run back in and have to buddy carry, you know, a big solar generator? Or do I just want to keep it simple to the point where if I have to move it quickly, I can do it by myself and just get everything done in one trip? So that's another reason why I'm not going bigger than a 1000. And I mean, that thing alone is like 28 pounds, I think, 28, 30, something like that. So smaller systems, just lower your electrical footprint. That is the biggest thing that I have been learning to do, and the biggest thing that I recommend. So basically finding appliances and lifestyle habits that you have that you can either cut out completely, or you can cut back on, or find an alternative source that's not electric. It takes a lot of thought and a lot of planning. I've been doing this for years. And I've implemented, it's been a slow implementation, but I've implemented a lot of things that now are just habit to me. I don't even miss, you know, the old way of doing things. This has become a normal lifestyle for me. And because it's become so normal, there will be times where we don't even notice that the power has gone out, because we will have occasional like storms come through and the power will glitch and be out for 10, 20, 30 minutes or whatever. And there's times when we're like, oh, the power's out. When did it go out? Because we're not using it, you know, or at least not on a basis where you notice right away. So that's ultimately the goal, is just lower it to the point where if it does go out, it's really not going to heavily affect you. The next thing I have been working on is downsizing freezers. So I have 2 freezers that I'm trying to get rid of and find alternatives for food and whatnot. But that's a whole nother video. So I just encourage you to look around at your lifestyle, look at the rooms that you spend the most time in, and find the lighting that works for you. That's ultimately that, you know, you're going to have to do your own legwork as far as, you know, what rooms can I get away with motion sensor lights, because you can't in a bedroom. Every time you turn over, it's going to turn on. What things can I get away with, you know, just kind of like a very mellow mood lighting. We spend a lot of time in the living room, which is why the curtain lights came in. I mean, those are just awesome. So it lights up the living room more than fine, more than well. But see, I don't see a need of putting that in a bedroom, because I don't spend a lot of time in the bedroom. So in my bedroom, I just have candle and these awesome little backup lights if I need something else. And then in the kitchen, because I usually plan all my cooking and all my major chores that I need light for, I plan those during the day so that when nighttime comes, all I need is this, just to give, you know, some mood lighting for dinner, or for a quick cleanup, or to find, you know, get yourself a glass of juice or whatever. So, and then if I need something more, like I said, I go to these guys. These guys are great for a nice burst of light if you need it to supplement anything else. And lastly, as you're in transition, getting away from electrical lights and moving more towards battery operated or candle, at first it's going to be, you're going to feel, wow, this is really dim. I'm not sure if I can do this. But I'm telling you, the more you do it, And the more you get used to it, when you go to turn on a light, it's like, hey, whoa, whoa, where is that coming from? That is bright as all get out. So you will get used to, you'll get used to it, trust me. And you'll actually enjoy it a lot more. It's just more cozy and more fulfilling, I guess, knowing that if the power went out, at least that portion of your life is not going to be heavily affected. You've got everything, you've got systems in place, and you're good to go. And that's what it looks like when it's fully charged. It just comes to a complete, it just stops blinking. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I would be more than happy to answer them. Thank you for staying and watching this all the way through. If you found it helpful, guys, please hit that like button and share if you feel led to. And I will see you in the next video. Love you guys.